be late. That'll show her you're a busy, important person, that you're not too interested in her.
Because we wouldn't want that. No moi, it's Joinen, and some of you may be single. But today, with the help of vintage instructional videos, we're gonna learn how to not be single anymore. You see, for some reason, dating instructional videos used to be quite popular, and I'm sure you can imagine, they're a little bit absurd by today's standards. First off, let's go back to a simpler time, 1967, where the world was blessed with this video, How to Succeed with Brunettes. Which is apparently created by the United States Navy. You couldn't think of a less likely group of people to create a dating instructional video, but hey, they hold all the secrets, right? Not anymore. Today, How to Succeed with Brunettes has been declassified.
How to succeed in business, or with brunettes, or blondes. They're all important missions, wouldn't you agree?
Obviously. It's the 3 Bs. Business, brunettes, and blondes.
Well, here's one way to tackle the brunette problem. First of all, be late. That'll show her you're a busy, important person, that you're not too interested in her.
Because we wouldn't want that. Oh no, I just realized there's nothing on my windowsill.
Play hard to get. After all, you're worth waiting for. This will make a great first impression.
Always show up late. It's so obvious.
Then, laugh it off. Apologize? Oh, come on, don't be a square.
When she inevitably claims that you arrived late to pick her up, you're just wasting her time, just laugh at her and call her a square. What's interesting is that he is in uniform, so I'm getting the picture that not only is this created by the US Navy, I think it's actually an instructional video for the US Navy. So like the US Navy can go out and get some brunettes and blondes.
Show her what a sense of humor you have by holding her coat just a little bit too high.
Why is this just literally steps on how to be a bad person?
Next, be masterful, protective. Grasp her arm firmly and steer her down those steps to the car.
Grab her corners, steer her to the car. Who knows where women will go if left uncontrolled?
She can see that you're the aggressive masculine type. What are you doing? Opening the door? You'll spoil your image. Oh, that's better. Treat her as an equal. Women like that.
Wait, what? I'm confused. Was he supposed to... He wasn't supposed to open the door? You gotta treat her as an equal by showing up late, holding her jacket too high so that she has to reach to get into it, grabbing her by the corners and throwing her at the car, but don't open her door, because she's an equal. Women like that.
Let's face it, sometimes there's just not enough time for good manners.
I can't... Is this actually real? Like, this genuinely feels like an absolute parody.
Doors afford a continued supply of chances to make an impression on your companion.
Do you see what I'm saying? He literally just slammed the door on her. Is this actual advice? Am I being swindled?
It's always good for a laugh and an opportunity to show off your leadership qualities. How? By leading the way, going first. Naturally, good naval officers always lead their men. Or their women, in this case.
You're a part of the US Navy, man, and you know how to lead a woman.
When you get to your table, sit down immediately. Shows you're relaxed.
Okay. If I am to believe that this is not a parody, I think what's happening here is that maybe there's just been an overcorrection. We all know that, like, historically, in order to woo a lady, you have to be very gentlemanlike and have your manners on point, offering to take her jacket, pulling her chair out for her, not slamming the door on her face. And maybe in 67, they're like, men, that's enough. Women are bored by that. Women need you to show them who's boss.
Make sure you're seated so you can see what's going on, too. Makes for a much more interesting evening.
Wait, you're talking about so he can check out other ladies? I cannot believe this. Now, there actually is evidence in the description here that this is a real, genuine video and not a parody. We'll get to that in a second because the description is just wild, but for now, the video is obviously wild enough.
Remain seated. After all, it's not during working hours, and you are doing him a favor by presenting your date to him.
Wait, I'm struggling to follow here. What? Remain seated. I'm not even quite sure why he should be standing up in the first place, but he's doing him a favor by presenting his date to him? What, like a little piece of eye candy that he can enjoy?
On the other hand, she should be impressed by meeting a senior officer.
Oh, okay, no, he waved over a senior officer. That's why he should stand. Okay, I thought he wanted to order. Yeah, some of these tips seem to not be relevant to all of us, particularly those not in the US Navy.
No question about it. This young lady will be grateful for such a lovely evening with a charming person like you.
He is very charming so far. In fact, if I had to pick one word to describe how he has been in the first 3 minutes of this video, it would be charming.
That's one approach to the problem of how to succeed with brunettes. Suppose we consider another way and see what you think.
Oh, it's like a choose your own adventure. That was just simply one tactic for how to succeed with a brunette. Turns out there are multiple ways to go about it.
How about starting by being on time? This indicates you are a dependable, businesslike person, that the appointment means something to you. And let's face it, a good-looking girl isn't going to wait around too long for anybody.
Ah, okay. I think I'm starting to understand what they're getting at here. I think they've done a little goof with us. I think now they're gonna show you how to actually go about it, and then they're gonna say, well, now, really, which one do you think would work better?
Make it easy for her to slip into her coat. Hold it at the right height. Watch the hair. If you muss it, you're going to lose points.
And she is keeping them. She has a little notepad, no doubt.
No, you don't grab her arm. You offer assistance. If she needs it or wants it, she'll take your hand, or perhaps your arm.
Okay, that was not her asking for assistance. You just grabbed her arm. You did the same thing.
Yes, doors do offer an excellent chance to make a good impression.
Thank the Lord for doors. Ah, doors. Always looking out for the US Navy lads, just trying to get with a woman.
Making things easier for someone else. This is at the heart of good manners. Besides, it's the way to succeed with brunettes.
Why is this so specifically about brunettes? As if brunettes are so entirely different to every other woman.
Ladies first. It's an old saying, but a good one 90% of the time.
90? This is like an antibacterial ad or something.
She'll expect you to help her off with her coat and arrange it over the back of her chair so it's not all over the floor.
Come on, David, you're putting her coat all over the floor.
She shouldn't have checked it. It is common practice for a lady to wear her coat to the table. Although if she indicates a preference for checking it, that's fine too.
Okay, well, geez, I've got a little bit to learn. It is common practice for a woman not to check her coat. She brings it to the table, but she's allowed to check her coat if she wants to.
There. She has an excellent view of the room. Good thinking. You want her to have a good time, and being able to see what's going on will be half of the fun.
Okay, again, more advice that has never crossed my mind before. Seat the woman so that she has a good view of the room. I feel like the modern day equivalent of that is let the person you're trying to impress sit on the comfy booth wall chair bit and take the digi stool chair for yourself.
If you have a visitor, and you probably will when you have a companion like that.
Okay, guys are just coming over in the middle of your date to come check out the woman.
And you present a man, even if it's the Admiral himself, to a lady.
Present a man to the lady. I frankly don't really know what that means. Is the modern day equivalent to just introduce? Because I guess that holds up.
It's his pleasure to meet her. In this case, there isn't much doubt about it.
What's with all these like offhand comments about how just freaking hot the woman is? And why is the wall made of bubble wrap? So many questions.
Well, that's another approach to how to succeed with brunettes. Looks like a winner, wouldn't you say?
I was right. They were just showing an approach in the first one. They weren't saying this is the one that works. They were just doing the little comparison. So you see the first one, you see the second one, and you go, ah, you know what? That one does make a bit more sense. Now, in the description of this video here, we have an insanely long description, but it kind of like lays things out for you. This classic video, originally titled How to Succeed with Brunettes, is an instructional film produced by Film Graphics Inc. for the United States Navy. It was released in 1967 and used as training material. So they actually did show this video to the US Navy. But then we get like a little bit of an opinion from the uploader. Though vintage and archaic by today's standards, the film is surprisingly relevant even today. Some of the tips that are sure to impress any woman even today include treating her as an equal. Surprisingly, One of the simplest, but oft forgotten precautions the video advises you to take is to ensure your date's hair stays impeccable and that she gets the best view of the restaurant. Thank you, the Best Film Archives, for that little tidbit. What's even funnier though is that it goes on to say, in 1968, How to Succeed with Brunettes, along with its companion film Blondes Prefer Gentlemen, was awarded the 60 Minutes Oscar for the most unnecessary and fiscally wasteful film at a cost of $64,000 to taxpayers, approximately $446,000 in today's dollars. How is that video so expensive? The description then says, background, context. Get this, dating is a stage of a romantic relationship in humans whereby two people meet socially with the aim of this entire 2-paragraph section is all about what dating means. But if that wasn't enough, for more information about dating, see Wikipedia/dating. Now, sure, you could see this as some useful information in the description, but you and me both know that this is simply here to put keywords in the description so that hopefully the algorithm will pick it up. You'll find people in the comments saying things like, but seriously, there are bits of good advice here, and manners. Great stuff. And you may be inclined to reply, I guess? I mean, these days it's maybe more important to just be like a decent person and just employ some common sense and be yourself and you should be all right. But then you're reminded of people like Boffin Gruski, who says she might be impressed by the nice guy, but everyone knows she's gonna bed the bad boy. And there's 22 likes on that one. Jeffrey Stern says, hold the door open for a woman today and she'll accuse you of assuming she couldn't do it herself. I don't think so. I think holding a door open for someone these days is just something you can do or not. It's just sort of a polite thing to do for literally anyone, but only if they're within the proper distance. If they're close to you, sure, open that door. All day, baby. But if they're like 50 meters down the hallway, don't open the door, waiting, smiling at them, so they have to like awkwardly shuffle up and give you a little nod and say thanks as if you've actually done them a favor. Camille says, chivalry is not dead. Camille, this video was released in the 60s, so it very well could be dead. Who really knows? This video is not really a great representation of whether chivalry is dead or isn't. It simply shows you what chivalry might have been like in the 60s. Anyway, I'm just gonna call it there. If you want some of the brand new Wholesome merch, it's pretty cool. It has a cute little lemon carton on it. You can get some in the description below. And I'll see you next time.
Thank you for watching my video, but now that it's done, please watch another one.